No, they took my chopper out.
I got a triple with the explosion. It landed on 3 people.
Wait, what the fuck happened? It fell down and landed on people?
Yeah.
Huh?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta. Yes, I was not expecting to be making this video, and I'm sure you guys weren't expecting me to be making this video, but when they announced the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 game, I really liked what they were saying. Now, I used to be really big into Call of Duty. In fact, most of my channel was built off Call of Duty. You can go back and look, you know, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, or Modern Warfare 3, actually, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, all of that stuff. Ghosts, lots of Ghosts as well. I streamed, that's when I started streaming, was back in Ghosts, but you can go back and see tons of video that I did way back when. So I used to be really big into it, but I haven't enjoyed Call of Duty for a long ass time. In fact, I haven't really enjoyed Call of Duty since Black Ops 3. The last one I bought was Infinite Warfare, and I only bought it because it came with my ticket to COD Champs that year. Yeah, I flew out and bought a ticket, went to COD Champs at the Forum in LA to see the tournament, and also to play Infinite Warfare early, as well as Modern Warfare Remastered early, and I got Infinite Warfare with my ticket. Now, I didn't really play it much because I didn't enjoy it like at all. I think I got to like the first prestigious obligatory, like play it enough, like so that like I own the game, I might as well, you know. But I didn't enjoy it, and after that, I didn't really touch Call of Duty until Modern Warfare 2018, and I played the campaign on that. Wasn't a big fan of the multiplayer. However, I did like the 2v2 gunfights. Those were pretty fun. And then Warzone. I just, something just didn't click with me with Warzone. They also introduced like all the whole tac sprint bullshit, and I hate tac sprinting. I think it's a restriction on players, and I don't like restriction on players, especially when it comes to movement. I don't like things hindering the control I have over my character. I'm not a big fan of that, but we'll get into that a little bit more here in a second. But they announced Black Ops 6, and I was like, I like what they're saying, man. But going back to 3-lane maps, spending more time on development, that's why Modern Warfare 3 was such dog shit. Like, I don't know, man. It just spoke to me a little bit, and I'm like, I kind of want to give it a shot. The Omni movement and all of that. So that's what I did when the beta came out. I got the Game Pass for $1. I was able to actually go ahead and try it in the early access beta, and I was pleasantly surprised. I've really enjoyed myself. In fact, I'm excited to play more, especially when more gets added to the beta in this coming weekend's test. By the way, it's open beta, so if you're like me and you haven't played in a minute, but you're considering it, I highly recommend trying it out during the open beta and see what you guys think. But anyway, I kind of wanted to give you guys a video just kind of talking about the things I like and the things that I don't like, just a little bit, because there's probably a ton of things I can get into, but I just kind of want to focus on the main things right now. So let's start off with the good things. The good things, Omni movement. It feels so good. It feels so good. It feels natural, feels fluid, feels smooth. It's really nice, especially on mouse and keyboard, because I'm not going back to controller. My hands can't take it. I'm too old now, man. I'm too old. It's the best feeling Call of Duty on mouse and keyboard, period, in my personal opinion. I think Warzone and the Modern Warfares haven't felt super good, but this one's just a different beast with this new movement system. I think it's very, very good. Everything makes sense. Everything feels smooth. And even if you're not somebody who's like, oh, I'm a movement junkie, you know, I love doing all the tricky stuff, you don't really need that in this because it's all natural. It all feels natural throughout the game. Now, I'm sure as the time goes on, there's going to be pros that come up with crazy movement strats. But anyway, that's irrelevant because I don't think you'll need them in this game because the movement's just so dang good. I love it. Feels really nice. Another thing I like is I do like the gun designs. We have the Jackal right now. A lot of people are complaining because so many people are using the Jackal. It's definitely the most used gun because it's so good, but I don't really complain about that because, one, I don't blame people because it is such a good gun, but two, we don't have all the guns. We only have 2 SMGs, the C9 and the Jackal, and then we have 3 ARs, the XM4, the AK, and then the AIMS, something like that, and then we have 1 shotgun, I think 1 or 2, I don't even know. I mean, I've never even looked at the LMGs. We have 1 or 2 LMGs. I think we have 1 rocket launcher for streaks and stuff like that. And then we have 2 pistols. And that's it. We don't have much more in the beta right now. There's going to be a way more when the game comes out. So we don't know yet what the rest of the guns are totally going to look like. In fact, we already know that at COD Next, when they showed the multiplayer and announced it, that there were more guns that they use at that event than we have in the beta right now. But I really want to point out the Jackal because it reminds me of my dear sweet old MSMC from Black Ops 2, the best Call of Duty game. And speaking of Black Ops 2, there was something about that game that stood out among all of the other Call of Duties when it comes to multiplayer, and that's the map design. The 3-lane map design with little cuts in between. It just, every map made so much sense and they were all so good. And that is the idea that they went back to for this one. So all of the maps, except for one, feel very good. Now, I'm only talking about the main multiplayer maps right now. So right now, in the main playlist, we have Scud, we have Derelict, Skyline, and Rewind. Those are the 4 maps that we have, or the main multiplayer playlist. Now, we have another playlist that's called Face Off, where score streaks are disabled. It's 6v6, and these 2 maps are tiny as shit. And it's Gala and it's Pit. They're just meant to be chaos. So you just run in. They're going to be great for like leveling up your guns and stuff. But that's about it. So I'm not really going to comment on those very much because they're just meant to be utterly crazy. But the main multiplayer maps, the 4 maps that we have right now, are pretty well designed and relatively 3-lane. Rewind is a little bit on the edge of 3-lane and being a little bit open, but it is pretty cool. However, I do think they need to increase the lighting inside of the store because it's really dark in there and I have trouble like locating enemies because of how much shit is just thrown around in that video or in that store. So I don't know what the deal is. But speaking of that, a problem I've had in past Call of Duties compared to this one is I haven't been able to see people very easily. It's been hard for me to pick up on enemies on my screen, and I thought it was just me getting old until this beta. For some reason, in this beta, outside of that one building in Rewind, I have absolutely no problem spotting enemies on my screen. Now, I don't know if it's because I've switched monitors over the years or whatever, but something about it, it's just clean, crisp, and everything is so smooth. I'm able to just pick it up. So maybe I'm not too old, guys. Yeah. Another thing I really like about it is that it runs amazingly. I have it locked at 120 FPS right now. I have pretty much everything on high. I'm using NVIDIA DLSS quality, but not frame gen or anything like that. I could get higher frames, but I lock it at 120 because my capture is better at 120 than anything else. If I have it higher than that, then the capture can get choppy sometimes when I'm streaming, and I fucking hate how that looks. So I just limit it to 120 because my monitor does 165, but I don't need that all the time unless I'm trying to like really compete, or if I'm just playing solo or something like that, I'll bump it up to 165. But it runs perfect. I get a solid 120 pretty much all the time, and I have a 4070 Ti, so I don't have like a 4080, 4090 or anything crazy like that, just a 4070 Ti, and it gets the job done real easy. So that being said, let's get into the negatives a little bit. Scud is a terrible fucking map, and I think they should delete it and everything that has anything to do with it from existence, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. For some reason, there are some people who think Scud is good and the map Derelict is bad. Derelict has a bunch of trains. It's a relatively 3-lane map, but it's pretty chaotic because it's very skinny and it's a little long, but it's not big. And it's like controlled chaos. Now, I think the reason people don't like it is because there is a pretty harsh spawn trap on the C domination point. Well, let me tell you people, if that's your issue with the map, fucking go the other way. You can turn around and run out the cars the backside and go around the people spawn trapping you. It's not that fucking hard, okay? There you go. Now you guys like that map suddenly. Now Scud is bad because Scud is not a 3-lane map. It's pretty much just open, and it looks like an artist came in and decided, I'm going to throw up a bunch of acids out of my stomach and call it a map. Hey, let's call it Scud. Sounds like crud, which is basically shit. Throw it in the toilet, flush it, get rid of it. It's terrible. It's not a good map, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's just bad. It's just bad. And I'm curious, the people who think it is good, when did you start playing Call of Duty versus the people who don't think it's good? I'm curious what game, because if you start in like Modern Warfare 2018 or any of those games, then maybe it makes sense because they kind of got rid of the maps that make sense and just kind of started throwing shit in to be like, here you go, have fun. It's garbage, okay? It's bad. Scud bad. Anyway, moving on to another thing I don't like. Texture streaming is a piece of technology they have for whatever fucking reason, and it is causing packet burst on 99% of players. Other players, it hits more than like myself. Every once in a while, I'll notice like, hey, I hit that guy 8 times. Why is he not dead? I don't know. Probably because of fucking packet burst. So yeah, They need to get rid of it. It's really annoying, especially for people like my buddy, who every other game is getting visible stutters because of this this packet bursting that's happening because of the texture stream. Now, there are settings you can change to kind of limit it, but it can still cause issues. Fucking just let us install them. Just let us. What's the point of having these massive install files and all this shit if you can't fucking get it all in there? Okay, if that's the case, just get rid of them, man. I don't want anything interfering with my connection when I am playing a fast-paced online competitive twitchy shooter. It's bad. That's why you don't use frame gen on this, even though you have it in there. Okay, now let's get into the main thing I don't like. Now, this isn't with Black Ops 6 per se. This is with Activision Call of Duty in general. So in order to launch a Call of Duty game, for example, the Black Ops 6 beta, you not only have to download the Black Ops 6 beta, but you also have to download the Call of Duty headquarters. So you download that, which is a pretty hefty size as well, and then you download the Black Ops 6 beta, which is a pretty hefty size as well. So now you have, like, I don't know, 120 gigabytes of space, and half of that is completely fucking pointless because they're like, hey, let's just have a big hub for Call of Duty. Everything you go here for everything Call of Duty. How about you just give me a launch for the fucking game I'm trying to play instead of a pointless hub that is inside my other launcher? So it's, you know, a launcher that's inside Steam, or a launcher that's shoved inside the Xbox launcher, or shoved inside Blizzard, whatever. Instead of that, just give us a fucking EXE, because let me explain why this is so frustrating. If you get disconnected from a game, you get kicked out to your desktop. Well, most Call of Duties and most multiplayer games have a rejoin button, right? You boot back up and you're able to rejoin, right? Well, here's the problem. You have to first boot Call of Duty headquarters, then select the Black Ops 6 beta, which will then close the Call of Duty headquarters, and then it'll start launching the Black Ops 6 beta. So it's literally, you have to launch a game before you can launch the game you want to play. It's extremely annoying. And on top of that, update requires restart. Update requires restart. Update requires fucking restart. It applies to both. So if you launch Call of Duty headquarters, update requires restart. Oh, okay, well, restart Call of Duty headquarters. So close it, restart it. And then you click on Black Ops 6 beta, closes Call of Duty headquarters, boots Black Ops 6 beta, boom, update requires restart. Close Black Ops 6 beta, boot up Call of Duty headquarters. Click on Black Ops 6 beta, close Call of Duty headquarters, boots up Black Ops 6. You see how fucking dumb that is? Now, I know why they did it. It's because instead of saying, oh, we have 300,000 people playing the Black Ops 6 beta and 300,000 people playing Warzone, they just want to be able to say we have 600,000 people playing Call of Duty. It looks better to investors, and people are more happy or whatever with their fucking billions of dollars that they're giving Activision, Microsoft, and all that bullshit. But it's terrible for us. I fucking hate it. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's convoluted, and all it does is try to make them more money. It's fucking stupid. Get rid of it. Just give me an EXE so I can launch into the Black Ops 6 beta, period. Oh. Anyway, that's my biggest issue. But that's the video, guys. If you're considering trying it out, please try it out this weekend in the open beta. Come right back here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm probably not going to make a ton of Call of Duty videos. Don't you guys worry. But I probably will stream it quite a bit because I'm enjoying it quite a lot. I'm enjoying it with my buddies as well. Quite a lot. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button if you have not. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.